in-laws paid for my divorce, and they haven't spoken to their son since. All it took was one dinner. I grew up in foster care and aged out of the system at 18 with nothing and no one. I met Mitchell when I was 22 and working as a waitress. He came from money, and he made me feel like I had finally found a family. His parents welcomed me like a daughter, and for the first time in my life, I actually belonged somewhere. But Mitchell controlled every single dollar in our marriage. My paychecks went into his account. I had an allowance like a child. When I asked for access to our finances, he said, "You grew up with nothing, so you don't know how to manage money. I'm protecting you." The first time he messed up, he said, "If you tell anyone, I'll cut you off completely. You'll be homeless in a week. You came from nothing, and I can send you right back." When he got fired for showing up drunk, I told his parents he quit because the company was toxic. He said, "Good girl. You protect me, and I keep you fed and sheltered. That's how this works." When he crashed our car into a mailbox at 2 in the morning, I told the neighbors it was a hit and run. He said, "See how easy that is? Keep lying for me, and you get to keep this nice life." When he maxed out our credit cards gambling, I told everyone we were renovating. He said, "Where would you go if you left? You have no money, no credit, nothing in your name. You're trapped, and we both know it." When he forgot our daughter's birthday because he was at a casino, I told her daddy had a work emergency. He said, "Our daughter needs stability. You want her in the system like you were?" I believed I was trapped for 6 years because I had no money and nowhere to go. Then we went to Sunday dinner, and his mother said, "I'm so glad Mitchell finally has his life together. You've been such a good influence on him." Mitchell squeezed my hand under the table, and I felt something snap. I looked at her and said, "What makes you think he has his life together?" She laughed nervously and said, "Well, everything seems so wonderful lately." I said, "We didn't buy a new car. We leased the cheapest thing on the lot because Mitchell totaled our last one driving drunk." Mitchell's fork clattered onto his plate. His mother said, "Excuse me?" I said, "The hit and run I told you about 3 years ago? That was Mitchell, exposed and intoxicated. I lied to the police for him." His father's face went red. Mitchell grabbed my arm and hissed, "Stop talking right now." I yanked my arm away and said, "And that business you gave him $10,000 to start? He gambled it away in one weekend. I helped him fake receipts so you wouldn't know." His mother stood up so fast her chair scraped across the floor. She said, "Mitchell, tell me she's lying." He said, "She's crazy. She's lost her mind." I said, "He has a gambling addiction. I've been covering for him for 6 years." His father slammed his palm on the table and shouted, "How much money?" I said, $90,000 gone. Our savings, our retirement. He took out a second mortgage I didn't even know about. His mother started sobbing with her hand over her mouth. Mitchell jumped up and pointed at me screaming, "Shut up, shut your mouth right now." I stood up too and said, "Should I tell them about Bethany?" The color drained from his face completely. His mother choked out, "Who is Bethany?" I said, "She showed up at our house 2 years ago pregnant." Mitchell told her he was divorced and they were running away together. His father grabbed Mitchell by the collar and slammed him against the wall. He roared, "You cheated on your wife?" Mitchell was crying now and blubbering, "It was a mistake, it didn't mean anything, please." I said, "The baby is 18 months old. That's where the second mortgage money goes. Child support for a daughter he's never met." His mother screamed and swept the dishes off the table. Glass shattered everywhere. His father still had Mitchell pinned to the wall and he said, "I don't know who you are, but you're not my son." Mitchell sobbed and pointed at me and wailed, "This is all her fault. She's nothing. She came from nothing. She's garbage from foster care and I gave her everything." His mother slapped him so hard his head snapped sideways. She turned to me with tears streaming down her face and said, "Did he say things like that to you before?" I said, "For 6 years." She grabbed my hands and said, "You're not nothing. You're our daughter. He's nothing." I pulled away and said, "I'm taking my daughter and I'm leaving him tonight." His father let go of Mitchell and he crumpled to the floor crying. His mother hugged me and whispered, "We'll make sure you have everything you need. He won't take anything else from you." My divorce was finalized last month and Mitchell's parents paid for my lawyer. They haven't spoken to their son since that dinner.